welcome back to the channel. We are looking at the stock price of World Acquisition Corporation with the ticker symbol DWAC. As you guys might have heard, it is now confirmed Elon Musk is buying over Twitter, and the deal is going to be worth about $44 billion. Concurrently, the price of Tesla, which is the main stock in which Elon Musk is invested, is going down. So mixed feelings from the CEO of Tesla buying into Twitter, and then people are worried about his focus going forward. However, the main competitor of Twitter is going to be the Truth Social app, which at the time being, the main promoter of Truth Social, former President Donald Trump, has not been very active on the platform. But this is what the stock looked like today. So the stock went down 12.90% during normal trading hours. And after hours, we've seen somewhat of a little recovery. However, there is no denying that the stock has been hammered really hard today. So there's mixed feelings. So it's confirmed Elon Musk is buying Twitter, and he is taking it private. Now, there were no regulatory concerns. I believe they have to yet fix a date when everything goes active, when the purchase is finalized, and also contingencies in case the deal doesn't go through, who has to pay whom, and little details like that, they will be ironed out. But for the most part, the main deal that the board of Twitter has agreed to sell the company for $44 billion, that is already decided. Now, you might want to wonder what's going to happen next, because there's a lot more that's happening in the background that you guys might not have been, some people might not have been able to connect the dots. The most important thing that's going on is that Elon Musk is deploying a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit. What that means is that very soon he will be the one supplying your internet and rerouting and routing your phone calls. So if you doubt what I'm saying, go take a look at the major telecoms companies and how their stock has fared over the past 52 weeks. You will notice that AT&T, Verizon, from beginning about a year ago, their stocks are slowly declining. I'm sure some people who have seen that coming already are shorting those stocks. It won't be more than 2 years, guys. You see SpaceX and Starlink will be releasing their own telephone handset. And then they will have probably a mesh network which will connect to homes, and then homes to trucks, to airplanes, to ships in the sea. All of the whole world will just be bathed in the satellite, communications coming from the SpaceX constellation in low Earth orbit. Now, think about this. If such a thing were happening and you had to criticize it, where would you go? Of course, Twitter would be the number one place because it's like the global town hall. The next place you can complain about it would likely be maybe Facebook. So think about it. If the one person controls your internet connection, and then the main platform where you can complain about him, he owns that platform too, which would be Twitter. The third place where you can complain would just be Facebook. And if you go on Facebook and he controls your connection to the internet through his satellite system, he can slow down your connection to Facebook. So that's where things are going at, guys. You have to see the big picture. This is unprecedented, and I think Truth World Acquisition Corporation and Truth Social are the last bastions where you can freely air your opinion without fear of being cancelled. It's interesting. We'll see where all of this goes over the next 12 to 24 months. But I bet you it's not looking pretty. Elon Musk is just playing a very smart game, and he is getting everybody talking about Twitter free speech, whereas the real goal is to actually control the megaphone for when he deploys his constellation and everybody turns off their cable connection. Everybody turns off their radio connection that uses the towers that you have for cell phone connection, and everybody now gets on the mesh network that will basically have every household, every business in the United States with a little dish on top and connected to SpaceX satellite. They have already done a deal with Delta, so it won't be long before you have YouTube as comparing, oh, which airline has the fastest Wi-Fi? Which cruise line has the fastest Wi-Fi? That's what it has come down to, guys. That's what's happening now. So Twitter is just mainly the Twitter, well, Elon Musk realizing that if he takes away that megaphone from Twitter, then he can use that to as his advertising agency to protect his interests as he goes for the main core of his business, which is controlling all communications on planet Earth. And I think he's pretty damn close to that. So, Digital World Acquisition Corporation represents the alternative, and I think once Twitter goes private and people realize what just happened, then DWAC will take off, and it might be a week yet or 2 weeks, but already go check Verizon, AT&T, all the major telecoms companies. Their stock is coming down because I think the smart money already has seen the writing on the wall. Internet in the next coming months will transition from your cable, from your cell towers to satellites, and that's what's going to happen. A lot of people use the internet for as consumers, to consume content. It's just mainly the military and maybe some financial institutions that need very fast connections, like almost instantaneous connections. And that market, even though it's very lucrative, but it's a very, very small market. Most other people, they won't notice the lag when you go, send a communication and it has to ping a low Earth satellite to make the connection. So that's the future that's exciting and that awaits us. And we will be closely watching to see how Digital World Acquisition Corporation, takes its own share of this very active village town hall space. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel. Very, very interesting news, and we will be watching to see what Truth Social has to respond. President Trump was recently in Ohio, and I should say he looked really great out there, on the campaign trail, endorsing candidates for the midterms, and he looked really great. So I have no doubt when he comes back to Truth Social, he will invigorate the company and make sure that things roll in the right direction, even as they do right now. Bye for now. Catch you guys on the next one.